Hi everyone, I'm Ellie from Ellie's Exotics, and today I went to the IHS Reptile Expo. I got some amazing stuff and I even brought home a brand new reptile. So let's do a little bit of a haul and then we're going to set up some enclosures. First things first, let me show you some of the awesome equipment that I got because I love reptile expos for this reason. I always get either snake hooks or feeding tongs or branches or plants or whatever it is. That is the main reason why I go. So I found this stall and I'm pretty sure they were called Living Art Pythons if you're interested in buying your own. And I got this snake hook and these matching feeding tongs. How awesome are these? Ever since I did my venomous snake handling course, I've been kind of obsessed with snake hooks, not gonna lie, because I realized how badly made mine were when he showed me how easily they bend. But this is solid. Let me take it out the plastic and show you. So I really like it because it's not retractable. I think that's one of the issues I have with mine. And this thing is, you are not bending this. It does not bend, which is what you want, because a snake hook that can bend puts a lot of pressure on the animal when they're on this part of the hook, which can hurt them, which makes them more flighty and difficult to work with. So a good solid snake hook that doesn't bend is your best option, and it means that your snake is going to be a lot more comfortable. So yeah, very happy with this. And like I said, I got the matching feeding tongs to go with it. I also got some like fake plants, but you'll see those in a minute when I set up the enclosure. I got them from ProRep and I got them for the new edition, but I also got these two upgrades. So they're both the same. I can show you the other one, but like I said, they're both the same. And these enclosures are for my tarantula slings that I have because they've gotten really big recently. They are molting like crazy. And I feel like I keep upgrading them and then they molt immediately and that upgrade is too small. So I've gone for one that is a bit bigger for them that they can grow into, which has loads of space for burrowing because these two slings love to dig. So in today's video, I'm going to set both of these enclosures up and pop the tarantulas in. And I am also going to set up the new gecko enclosure and pop them in. So how about we meet the brand new edition? So as of recording this, it is Sunday. She doesn't have a name. I don't know by the time this video goes up on Friday if she will have a name or not yet, but I would love some name suggestions down below for my brand new chameleon gecko. Look at her. I really hope it's focusing on her. I don't know if you can see her at all, but she is absolutely lovely. She's so friendly. I held her at the expo and she literally just sat there on my hand. I'm not going to handle her too much because she's had a very stressful day. You know, going to an expo is a lot for these animals and I want her to get into her enclosure as soon as possible. But this species has been on my list for a long time. If you've been watching since the very start, I think even like my third or fourth video, I said that I wanted a chameleon gecko and I've finally gotten one. They are a very small species, so they actually don't get much bigger than this. She's about 6 grams and females get between 8 to 10. The males do stay slightly smaller, so they stay between 4 to 6 grams. So if you do get a man, if you do get a male, they will stay about this big. They have very similar care to that of a crested gecko, only on a smaller scale. And the females really like to eat bugs too. So I'm going to be giving her lots of bugs because they need the protein to make their eggs and lay their eggs because they do lay infertile eggs. I feel like this species isn't really spoke about enough. People don't talk about them. You know, they come from New Caledonia just like some of our most popular geckos, and they can fit in pretty much anyone's house. So stay tuned for the future because I'm sure I'll be making a lot more videos on her. Once I've let her settle in for a few months, I might end up doing a care guide or a proper enclosure setup because she is going into quarantine at the moment. But yeah, if you'd like to see more videos about her, let me know. Let's put her in her new enclosure and set up some tarantula vivs. So this enclosure is Cheese's old enclosure, and this is what the new edition is going to go into. But obviously I am going to give it all a good clean first. We don't want any cheese residue around, so I'm going to use my Safe 4 plastic free disinfectant wipes. Thank you Safe 4 for sending these out to me. And I'm I'm just going to give it all a really good wipe down and make sure it is completely sterile before she goes into this quarantine enclosure. Okay, so now we're going to continue setting up the quarantine enclosure. I'm going to pop some paper towels in as the substrate for now, and then once I know that she's eating well, pooping well, etc., she's going to get a fully bioactive viv. So this is just temporary. It's just to make sure she's all nice and healthy, which I'm sure she is. So I'm just going to put a nice thick layer on the bottom there, and that'll help hold the humidity a bit better if you put a few layers. The breeder told me that it looked like she was about to lay, so she told me to put in a little container with some cocoa fiber, some topsoil, and some leaf litter, and just to pop this into the enclosure, I'll put it at the back there so that she can properly lay her eggs and that she doesn't rip up the paper towel. I am just going to give that a spray down with some water. And then I'm also going to put this piece of cork bark in. I'm just going to pop that in the corner. Similarly to how I did with cheese, it just provides them a nice place to hide away so they feel nice and safe. And then it looks a bit wet because I've just cleaned it. I'm going to put some climbing vines in too, just so that she has some extra places to either hide or sit on, as I know these guys really like horizontal places to climb. Eventually I'm going to do a full background for this enclosure, you know, once it's all bioactive, and I'll make it suit her needs properly, but this, like I said, is just temporary while she's in quarantine. So let's put these vines in so she has some nice places to climb. And then I'm going to add in these ProRep tropical plants. I did pay for these myself, so I can say I always choose ProRep fake plants because they look really real. Like, I think for fake plants they look really good, so I'm gonna pop these into her enclosure just so she has some nice coverage. Okay, let's spread this out a little bit so she has some more hiding spaces. I think that looks quite nice like that. And then let's pop this one in as well. I'm going to pop this one just on the side here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think she's got some nice places to hide away, but it's still nice and sterile for her. Now, obviously, she also needs a feeding ledge. Chameleon geckos, like all New Caledonian geckos, like to eat at a height. So let's pop this little ledge in for her. That looks very nice just there, and she's got this little branch so that she can walk up onto her feeding ledge, because these guys can jump, but they're not really jumpers, to be honest. And then I'm also going to make up some food for her. In here, it says growth, but this is the Blue River Diet fruit and bug formula. So let's give it a go with her. She is on Pangea, but this is what I have on hand at the moment because Blue River Diet sent me some. So I'm going to try it with her, but obviously if she doesn't eat it, then I will get what the breeder was feeding her before. Okay, there's her food all mixed up. I'm going to pop this just here. And now let's give this a good spray down so that it's nice and humid for her. And also geckos, like New Caledonian species, they will drink water droplets rather than drinking from a water bowl. So that's why misting is quite important for these geckos. So yeah, it's all done. Now let me grab the new gorgeous girl and we can pop her into her enclosure. I'm gonna be nice and calm so she stays nice and chill. I don't want to scare her. Look at that, she's on her little branch. Look at her, isn't she just stunning? They get their name chameleon geckos for a reason. Look at those patterns. I'm trying to be nice and quiet for her so that I don't scare her, but how cute is she? You know what, she seems to be very happy on this little twig here. Come on, you're gonna walk on there. There we are. She's going in. How cute is she? Oh, she's so tiny. I love her. I am just gonna let her wander off now and go and explore her new home and find a nice little comfy hiding spot so that she's not a bit stressed out. And now we can move on to the tarantula enclosures. Okay, so I've got the two enclosures here. They are gorgeous. I absolutely love these enclosures. They are essentially the UK equivalent of tarantula cribs. These are from NeoRep and they're very well made. I really like how they look. They've got the tiny holes as well so the slings can't get out, but you can give them a bit more space. So these will be perfect for the slings that I have. They will last for ages in here. For substrate, I'm going to do a bit of a mix of cocoa fiber and soil. So let's get these lids off and start putting the substrate in. So I've got my cocoa fiber in this bag because it was left over and I've accidentally ripped a hole in the bottom, so we're just gonna put it in that way. Okay, and now I'm gonna fill the rest up with some topsoil. I'm gonna do it quite deep so that they have lots of places to burrow. Bit more cocoa fiber, I think. Now I'm just gonna mix it all up. Okay, I think I'm gonna put some more substrate in because I want the substrate to kind of come up to where these holes are, so they are definitely not full enough. And just mixing that all in again. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'm just gonna try and get some of this cocoa fiber off of here so that the door slides easily still. And I'm gonna grab some of my tiny cork bark pieces to put in here so that they have places to hide away. And also I'm gonna get some leaf litter as well that they can use to make little hides. So I'll just scatter some leaf litter on like this and a bit in there as well. Okay, so I've got some cork bark pieces. Let's pop them in. I'm gonna bury them a little bit and try and make some like climbing points for them just to provide a little bit of texture, you know? I have some like super tiny pieces that I'm gonna pop in as well because they can like move these around because they're really light. So if they want to like bury them, then they can, or they can use it to like reinforce their burrows. I have just spilled cocoa fiber everywhere. Typical. But anyway, let's pop in some water dishes. So I've got this little water dish here and I'm just gonna pop that right there. And then if we look, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but my Chilean Rose is currently redecorating her house. So I'm just gonna try and grab her water bowl off of her because she has like tipped it over somehow. Here she is, look. Oh, she's so gorgeous. Do you wanna go in? We can put you in now. If I put that there, we can try and get her to walk along the cork bark piece. Oh, she's kicking some hair. There we go. Look at her. I don't know how well you can see it because obviously they are slings. So they're super teeny tiny. But she's just there on her little piece of cork bark. I'm gonna try and maneuver that down a bit. Oh, sorry, honey. And I'm just gonna pop her water bowl there. Now let's fill it up. And now I can just pop her lid back on and she can explore her brand new enclosure. Oh, no, 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 we're not doing that. Oh, she's a silly girl. Okay, she's all in. She's just here on the top. So she's gonna do some good exploring now. Let's just fill that up. And then this one, I'm gonna give it a bit of a spray just because Brazilian blacks do like it a little bit more humid. And I wanted to show you, this is Ariel's molt. So she has grown so much. She's gone from this big to this big. And I think she is actually gonna molt again soon. But anyway, now we can take my Grammostola pulchra and we can rehouse her. Now she isn't quite as chill as Ariel, but this enclosure is a lot smaller, so I can tuck it in. Oh, okay, she's in. Now we're gonna stay there. We're gonna stay there. She's in. That is the slings all done and rehoused. Now let's pop them back on the shelves. Look at that. I think they fit perfectly on there. That looks great. I have done so much to the reptile room and / tarantula room recently that I think we are ready for a reptile room tour soon. What do you guys think? Should I do a new reptile room tour? Let me know in the comments below and let's go back to camera ready Ellie. So that is everything for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I also just wanted to add, you know, thank you to everyone who came up to me at the expo. I wasn't kind of expecting that many people to be there and to talk to me, and it was just wonderful. I love meeting you guys. If you ever see me at an expo, don't be shy, come say hi. I know I can be a little bit awkward sometimes, okay, but once we start talking about the animals, we're good to go, because that's what I'm passionate about, and I'm sure that's what you're passionate about too. But anyway, yeah, it was lovely to meet you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.